and first lady secrets we know. Fatima Bio in the call. Money to move, but no truth at all. Speaker Bundu allegations they fly. Clerk of Parliament caught in the lie. But we are no go turn blind. We go stand for the truth, no matter the grind. 4 years of light, we shine bright. We are not the truth, we hold the fight. For the people we go always strive. But corruption they hide, no they thrive. The opposition weak and confused. Them voices divided, the people abused. No unity, no strength to stand. Them always fail the people's demand. Civil society wants a strong voice. Now them biased, sway with power's choice. No more truth, all for sure. We are go fight, we still the glow. The presidential guards them stand so tall. But human rights, you know the call. Them beat the weak, silence the truth. We are no go rest, we go the youth. We are for years, we don't bring the sound of justice, of truth, all the way around. Through corruption, through the lies, we are still the rise, we still the fly. Together we go stand, for change we fight. We are forever, we the hold the line. From Salon we rise, why aren't we the shine? Bringing light, holding truth, we the fight for time. 4 years strong, we stand proud. For the people we voice, we love. But in the offices, corruption they grow. Presidents and first ladies secrets we know. Fatima Bio in the call. Money to move, but no truth at all. Speaker Bundu allegations they fly. Clerk of Parliament caught in the lie. But we are no go turn blind. We go stand for the truth, no matter the grind. 4 years of light, we shine bright. We are not the truth, we hold the fight. For the people we go always strive. But corruption they hide, no they thrive. The opposition weak and confused. Them voices divided, the people abused. No unity, no strength to stand. Them always fail the people's demand. Civil society wants a strong voice. Now them biased, sway with power's choice.
Good morning, and welcome to a program where we call Koreans. Right, so we are on YouTube and on Facebook, so we can discuss issue them with the front page of the different newspaper and the Polnado for the morning. So after we now look at what's in at the front page of the different newspaper, then we can be people where they can help you follow we talk about the different issue. Sorry. And please want to remind you, say June 28, 2025, we are in an iconic white party. They come up. Also, we go meet inside Strasbourg, in France, for let we celebrate, the long time where we actually don't serve on. So as a family member, we actually meet for let we able for see how best we can able for get ourselves the love where we always don't say where they prove or where we always don't say where they show to ourselves. Very sorry, I think I need to go back and think water. Alright, so the program now colors right on we on YouTube and Facebook, and I hope so you get a wonderful night. So we'll go straight and look at the first paper inside the program this morning. We now the Salon Compass newspaper we say Paran and SLPP school on parliamentary integrity, and you as well get local leadership unite in favor of gentle group commit to exclusive land lease in Kasafoni area. Dr. Ibrahim Bangura to redeem Sierra Leone from power bondage, and you as well get informal sector scheme. Nasi DG seek Chinese government support. The next one at the City Hunter newspaper, we say AG lays down Landmark Criminal Procedure Act commencement regulation. And you as well get Augustine Sorisembe Mara Esquire Blast SLPP has a talent for crafting policies, but seems deficient in their execution. And you also get powerless and unprepared SLPP government and IG cartography. The Daybreak newspaper say Parantarawali must go. APC MPs demand, and you get trophy named in honor of Dr. Ekundayo Walton Gilpin. And King Capri Tolly crowned champion at MMTU debating. And you get other story then for instead edition of the Daybreak newspaper. The Capital newspaper say Education Minister exposes ghost schools, suspend principal over WAEC failures. SLRA, SLP intensify right of way clearance. The next one, now the News 24 on popular presidential aspirants using the name of First Lady be warned, and AG lays landmark criminal procedure at Act regulations. I take that again. AG lays landmark criminal procedure Act regulations, and presidential town all set to hold in Kenema on 17th June. Car power ship reduces power supply to Freetown over unpaid debt. The Modern Series newspaper says Speaker urged opposition to reconsider parliamentary boycott over Clark's political aspiration. And you get HRCSL conduct community outreach for small-scale fishers. Gender Ministry Moroccan delegation engage key child protection institutions. The next one on the Freetown Daily newspaper, PC Magba accused of inciting ethnic violence. And in Port Loco, APC Ade Macaulay pays final tribute. And in the indigenes of Bahua Chiefdom launches legislative and judicial challenges against Shun Da Ho Mining Company. The next one we get, now the Duo newspaper, we see with support of Sambaya, Dangosia, and Dian Chiefdom, gentle pose to rewrite mining history of Tonkolili district. And you as well get signing MOU, Moya and MMTU commit to capacitate youth. The next one, now the C for the media, we see $800 million or 800 million leones. Either way, an outrageous waste on a strategy paper. A story of dedication and service, part 7, bridging cracks, building peace. Dr. Ibrahim Bangura champions African conflict resolution. And you as well get Freetown Mayor voices alarm over power outage distributing critical operations. And you as well get Youth Ministry and MMTU sign MOU to capacitate youth. The next one, the Independent Observer newspaper, we say, Mr. President, can we talk? Part 175. NASIT for street pensioners. And at International Labour Conference, Labour Minister calls for global partnership. The next one at the Premier News, we see CSO calls for passage of Child Rights Bill, and restoring trust, rebuilding communities. Dr. Ibrahim Bangura's peace model in action. Political agreements alone won't heal Sierra Leone's deep social divide. The next one are the Times newspaper, but before we begin down, they come to you. One for remind you, say this is a program where na Colores right on we are na YouTube and on Facebook, and we kindly they ask you we no like and share the program it, make you do so before you go any side. And at the same time, one for remind you, say June 8, 2025, we are in an iconic white party go there inside Strasbourg, na France. We continue with the rest of the paper, and the Times newspaper saying Jaffa versus Leone Oil. Courts of appeal in the spotlight for playing the justice delayed tactics. And you as well get an International Labour Conference. Rado Soare advocate for global solidarity on informalities. And you get in Parliament, Attorney General lays revised Criminal Procedure Act. The next one, now the Future newspaper, we say SLPP decides August 1st. Dr. IB on his vision for Salon, AG lays Criminal Procedure Act, commencement regulations. The Hope Times newspaper say LRMG provides 300,000 new loans crop compensation to 3 communities in Putloko. And you get Putloko declares support for Sori LCC as APC flag bearer. The Africa 24 newspaper say teens live up in cold swamps, and Finance Minister reaffirms government commitments. IAG urged President Bio for 30 megawatt energy. Child thefts resurface again at PCMH. The Oracle newspaper, from diaspora to the ballot. 6 APC diaspora chapters endorse Dr. Richard Conte for president in 2028. National chairman of SLPP. And you get Mustafa MKCC calls for liberation of Slash, vows to champion journalist welfare and independence. The next paper where we go inside this morning, now the Mange Times newspaper will say 6 principals suspended without salaries, and you as well get school children swept away as heavy flood and snow hit South Africa. Young people to benefit from 6-month practical training program. We go to the next paper, we now the AZ newspaper. Before that, we still want for call on you, follow you, like and share the program. This is a program we now Colores right on we are now YouTube and on Facebook, and we still call on you. We know actually get your ticket yet, follow you consider for do so before we go, before it could be really too late and then end up forget your ticket. We go and with the next paper, when the AZ newspaper say LRMG provides 300,000 new loans crop compensation to local communities. Finance Minister affirms economic reforms commitment at ISDB and AFDB conference. Chief Minister applauds Sierra Leone Ports Harbour Authority. The Awareness Times newspaper, as Minister Saki discloses government zero tolerance policy on academic negligence, 6 principals suspended over caste issues. And the case for Ekisi Bendu district, full policy advisory. Slash debunk claims of government influence over media independence. SLP, SLRA, and FCC joins forces to reclaim public space in Brookfields. The Spy newspaper say as car powership reduce generation from 50 megawatt to 6 megawatt, Sierra Leone may revert to its global darkness status. And Attorney General and Minister of Justice lays down landmark Criminal Procedure Act commencement regulation. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank hit 600 million new profit in 2024. And all the people in this, we get inside the program this morning, and we want for please encourage you for like and share the program. Well, we not waste any more time. We go straight to we guest we don't join me inside the program this morning for make we actually get the conversation going. And the guest way we get inside the program this morning, a person we not a stranger now, and it only speak in voice, it don't put in strong voice inside, the discussion them we don't go on at the country. Well, let we see, we get Owari Williams, they represent the progressive, inside the program this morning, and in a strong Sierra Leonean as well. Wadi, good morning, you did it? Okay, we will come to Wadi just now, but in the meantime, I think it'll get challenged with the internet. In the meantime, I'll just remind you, say this Saturday, the Strong Voices Safe Choices campaign, Strong Voices Safe Choices campaign go launch this Saturday when they go host them on Zoom, and Liberty TV go take the lead. And of course, we go come, we give the support for make sure say we read broadcast waiting they actually don't put out. So please make sure say you join the conversation. If you want the link, you can as well request them. That is to say, if you want the Zoom link, you want to be part of this conversation, please make sure say you ask for the link and we go send them for you. You ask for the link and we go send them for you. Well, we guess they actually try. But we actually send an invitation to another guest where normally it can be regular guest on the show, but actually it look like say it not ready yet for join we. Well, that one of we guests, they are not calling name, but one of the paper the way I read don't actually call in name, and it go for one of the political position then. Maybe that's the reason we make it one for Lelo until it gets down one day, or a completely want for avoid we, where we don't know. After the program, we will call them. Then we ask, but say, Paddy, you plan to be with you, what happen? For say you are avoid we. If you get that position, the way you go for say now, so you get for malice we, and you go begin treat we like how other people they treat we say we are enemies of state. We go ask them that question there. We really ask them because it used for they part of the conversation. We use for give and the voice. It used for get the kind of tough, time for actually making points them. It used for defend, well, before now, it be used for defend as civil society. But sometimes now, no one follow you can't tell and say, now to civil society, but rather in a politician. So you want for wait, after it don't tumble, it tumble, it come out, and then maybe it can join with some other time after it don't come back to the civil society in case. But if you not come back to civil society, well, maybe we could just get for say thank you very much and goodbye. I don't know. I'm not calling them. I just say no more. Now this thing then we look the observe right now. This type program when I correct, I thought we had on YouTube and on Facebook.
From someone we rise, why aren't we to shine? Bringing light, holding truth, we the fight for time. 4 years strong, we stand proud for the people we voice, we love. But in the offices, corruption they grow. Presidents and first ladies, secrets we know. Fatima Bio, in the call. Money to move, but no truth at all. Speaker Bundu, allegations they fly. Clerk of Parliament, caught in the lie.
So I just want to tell in say we are then they come with them all white iconic event. It get for be Saturday, June 28th, live inside France. Get for funny. Of course, we know say anything when our Bible and Shembe Pierre in the do na top notch iconic. You understand what I mean? Don't forget June 28th, live inside France. We are with them all white iconic event.
remember, Saturday, 28th of June, live inside France, na Strasbourg. We are White Dinner and Iconic Party. No can support Sengbe PM by Bure. See you all there. See you there. Love you.
Hey yo, what it do all? This your boy MDG, me people uno kusha uno kabo. So check this out. I count a very important date where I want to make una look right now on our calendar. Saturday, June 28th, we had. Then they come up with a dinner and iconic all-white party. This event will take place inside France, so to me salon people within the France area, lock this date now your calendar because this na event where you don't want to miss. And you never know, some of we within the other side might pull up on una and say bonjour, oui, come on Twitter appel. But once again, Saturday, June 28th, una come out in Chinese number, make we support we yard as they throw them dinner and iconic all-white party. Booyaka, 10 peace and I'm out.
Join us for the iconic dinner and white party.
Me not so clean case, man.
I don't stress.
Some man a clean case, man. What? Anyway, me wey see me so I dey support we are. I dey subscribe to we are. I dey watch all them program. They know enough. Enough. Saturday, June 28th, make am possible for Canada, France, capital city of European Parliament, for can support weird, iconic white and dinner dance. Trust me, you get to be one of a kind because you get to get the opportunity for meet and greet by Bure and Sembepia. But guess what? King Ami by Bure and Sembepia, una if una see me white, una the true una white say. June 28th, Skyboat City, King Ami.
Join us for the
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? I am so excited to share with you this news. We are presenting iconic dinner and dance on the 28th of June in France. Come on, let us support, and there's gonna be lots of different surprises. You don't want to miss out. We Yard, 28th of June, Saturday. See you. Yes, see you.
Join us for the iconic dinner and white party.
All right. Welcome back. It looks like say we actually get some challenges. You know, with we line with we guests, we get some challenges with we guests. Yeah, but no wala. We will try for see what we get. And see how best we can able for put things in place with we guest. It don't, it can't just none at the Zoom. It don't go. I don't try them on the WhatsApp. The ringing, but they connect. So that's another challenge. So no problem. We always defend solution to our problem them. And that then a mortal man we for the look for plan B. And the plan B can always be you. Yeah, the plan B can always be you. Yeah. So well, let's see. Yes, he look like say he done the camo. Let me see. Yes. I'm pretty sure he done the camo. Let's see. Let's check and quickly and see. Is that you? Okay, so allow the drop your line like connect this and call you back. Thank you. All right, so you don't use the number for actually get we. So we reconnect them again, and come see now waiting we can get. Let us see what we can get inside the program this morning. And of course, let me see. Yeah. This is the program we in our colleagues, right? We are on YouTube and Facebook, and of course with the Alaga now. In other words, with the caller now, for they come and join me inside the show this morning. Yes. So it actually don't connect now. The day with we not the line. Good morning, Wally Williams, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Listen, apologies for the problem.
I'm not sure you owe your apology, not your fault.
You're not sure with him?
I'm not sure you owe me an apology, not to your fault.
Now, my fault, yes, we not don't change this country, but within our 2025.
So, all right, I'll go down on that. You don't feel no that side for commot. I don't agree. Accommodate. All right, thank you for joining me. So let me not waste time again. Let the internet no more now again. So let me go straight into the discussion. First of all, let's start with human interest tourism. We find out, say, cottage hospital, before this term, issue of thief picking be don't come up with it, but recently it don't begin back. And as we talk to picking them, now they talk about so we don't miss it within the shortest possible time. So before we actually come to the proper one, let me see what we get. Let's just read this thing quickly. Where we brought a post and then where some other people then come up with. So Alpha Camara post this. He said, growing concern as 2 newborns go missing in Freetown hospital. There is growing concern in Freetown after 1 newborn baby reportedly went missing from the Oladurin Children's Hospital and the Princess Christian Maternity Hospital (PCMH) in recent days. Police have launched an investigation with several nurses assisting with inquiries. Meanwhile, the Sierra Leone Nurses Association, under whose care the baby disappeared after delivery, is offering a reward of 100 million leones for any information leading to their recovery. So this now waiting we actually don't see from the nurses council. So then people and they're under pressure and now they don't offer 100 million leones for anybody who can offer information or can give information who could lead to the picking them. So please, what do you think about this recent issue where they go on in the country?
But I think it's symptomatic. It's symptomatic of the problems we're seriously. In so far as the hospital, the security for people, every single aspect, nearly every institution that it's got here, it's not only under stress, but it's not functioning. And I think it's important that we bear this in mind. So within the happy in the hospital is symptomatic. Not to then you can't thief people. That's just one of the many things where we get my answer. And I sure say the question of security, the question of people actually performing properly, are part of the problem that we'll face. So to that extent, I'm not surprised at all. The issue where we get now is what is to be done. How do we go about changing the reality of our situation? Now that's I think say we should be addressing. And I don't feel this, and I say this again and again. The current government is in no position to really solve these problems because they are themselves the cause of these problems. So I hope don't hold this against me when I tell you that all the problems when I bring forward, so every one of them is a reason why we must remove this government. That's what we see.
You just don't tell me about the problem of the government, but we find out, say, the hospital, especially the children's hospital, Usai, the maternity hospital, it encounter a lot of problems. Water not even properly in the hospital. Even the medical equipment when they use for let woman go born, it's very much challenging at the hospital. Pass people and go buy them things and they pass them the tot water calm. And we don't see inside or nurses them inside don't they tell you about their situation there so. And this thing is more tension like every other day. But yet still you get the government where they say they don't they rate them very high in terms of maternal mortality.
That is true. Actually, I must say this. Several years top or bottom of the list in terms of infant mortality and maternal mortality. I accept the fact that when pre-medical care was provided for lactating mothers and so on and so forth, that in a sense, there have been a slight fall in infant mortality and maternal mortality. But that is not really anything to celebrate because it is still much, much too high. And we seem to have developed a profoundly mercenary approach to medical care. Well,
The patient themselves get improved money, providing like bandages, gloves, all that. It's unconscionable. Yet we have a president that's gallivanting around the world, and these things that are a matter of critical importance to the citizens. You know the idea. You know the idea at all. I mean, person we know go hospital and believe it or not, he get for buy pay for things like drugs, the equipment where they use, all them kinds. It's kind of nonsense. So the point where you make, I know that some of these hospitals have been living or functioning under strenuous and restricted resources. They really have been kept under for lack of resources and also disciplined staff. I think we need to have an exemplary approach to how we conduct. I've seen many people come to this hospital and had nightmare experiences in the experience in the hospital. And with these new episodes of illness, like the current issue, monkeypox and so on, our entire health system needs to be upgraded. And I don't mean just inside the hospital, like our emergency services. By that I mean ambulances, police, fire, and so on. These are critical areas in society, yet we are so poor in those areas. Look, I don't want to sound like somebody who they talk about gloom and doom. I just feel it's important that we understand and look at where the responsibility lies. When a people decide, or when a government decides to operate properly, it has to be with a view, and here I say it again, a duty of care. We already see that here. I don't know about you, Sengbe, but one thing we lack is government that has a settled position, duty of care. We're not getting that. What we have is a government of kleptomaniacs, of megalomaniacs. And here, let's just add this to the point. I'm not saying that when I don't hear you say, we vice president don't decide, say, in fact, they want to govern this country for the rest of time. And you know the first one way to make that observation. So you want to tell me people want to govern this, want to rule this country. Yet it's 10 like today. Look who side with it. They want to continue it. It's can't process that. I don't think so. I don't. Again, I don't say you feel say that I'm almost not saying this over and over again. Every single problem where every problem where they affect the country, if you chase them, you will trace it back to the legit. You know that whether we start with hospital, whether we start with education, whether we start with the living condition, living standard, every one of these things trace back to the and we'll not take too much time in responding to this.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Continue for the way to inside the program. My name is Wadi Williams. We do it inside the show. They talk about the issue of the thief picking. The way our picking done the loss now the cottage hospital, and we not see like any formal word they come out from the Ministry of Health on them things there. So and this don't become very much serious concern to the people of the country. Continue for the way to inside the program, and they go to another issue. Well, the last time we been get, one member from the progressive where we can tell we say, now even rest or thing where you want for keep as food, you pass you get to your neighbor, and it's very much risky. So let us see now the situation they go from bad to worst. We don't hear you say cap our ship say then they cut down from 50 megawatts to 6 megawatts. And that could begin. It's supposed for begin today. Well, the fragments don't begin each now, Wadi? The blackout fragment?
Yeah. Look, the black. You remember many years ago, Freetown was considered to be the darkest capital in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The darkest capital in the world. Well, I think we marginally improved that condition.
Mm-hmm.
However, we're now diving right back into that. Sengbe, I speak as somebody with there. It is absolutely outrageous the limitation on access to electricity. I mean, imagine this. I remember speaking to I think one of the current ministers of energy, and he said to me, the plan now for provide at least 8 hours electricity per day per citizen in this country. Also in the country. We're lucky if we get 8 minutes. We're really lucky if we get 8 minutes in the Sunday there. And it's not of us say it's nuclear physics for provide light, electricity for this country now. We have all the requirements, whether we want to do hydro, whether we want to do solar, whether we want to do normal fuel. And I hear now say, in fact, then he talks say they want engage with Russia to produce nuclear energy. Yeah, okay. We can't even provide simple thing like fuel for our generators, but we now want to go nuclear. Okay. All I'm saying is this: until we can sort this energy question out, we cannot develop. There is not a single country anywhere in this world that has developed without very clear access to energy, access to power, access to electricity. So the fact that we're playing this kind of game where power shifting come, you say, okay, we'll provide electricity, then we not pay them, they say, okay, then you pack up and you go. Then we manage to spend 1 or 2 LEONEs, pay them and say, okay, we'll go hold on for such time. I mean, how you go run government like that kind of way? How? 8 million people, a ridiculously rich nation, yet we can't provide electricity for people. We can't provide proper medical care for people. We can't provide security for people. Then what on earth is the point of the government? What did they do exactly? What is their function? Sengbe, I am not usually a pessimistic individual. I'm usually extremely optimistic. But these are serious challenges in terms of the quality of life of the citizens of Sierra Leone. But we don't suffer enough. We don't suffer enough. Each time now we actually get government people care for the population. And that no means say we forget the kind of nonsense we get now. Honestly. I mean, who's the president or the illegitimate president there, right? Who's been there last week? All the things that happen now, yet he's missing in action. Well, let me say this again. We of the progressives feel that it is time for profound political change. This government lacks legitimacy. It is incompetent in addition to being corrupt. And I say this again, in addition to be corrupt and venal in the extreme. This government, to put it bluntly, has to go. We have to make that a high priority. So whatever you can say to me now, say, oh, this problem, that problem. Well, we have the solution. We have the solution. We know that the problem is this illegitimate regime that lacks democratic legitimacy. We know that the problem is this regime that has captured the various state institutions and are using those institutions to close the political space, to repress the population and intimidate other elements of the population. We are clear about this. We understand that. We know that. And we also know that the solution is pretty straightforward. When you say this government is illegitimate, because it is illegitimate, it did not acquire or receive the 55% of the votes that the Constitution dictates the president or the occupant of the state should have. Well, what are we going to do about this? Sengre, let me say this. We don't argue, we don't shout, we don't insist. Say they release these results here, we go provide the legitimacy where we need for the government here. And up till today, they're not wrong. Up till today, despite all this issue, all this question of illegitimacy, all this kind of strain and stress in our society, this regime and of course ECSL have deliberately refused to release those results. Well, let's say this clearly. That tells us that they know they did not win the 56% of the votes required, or that they claim. They know that. Nearly all of Salon know that. The question now is, how do we go about removing this illegitimate government? I'm saying this because I know it's somewhat provocative. But since we know certain people where in our state house, where they run the government now, are illegitimate, they're not being get our votes there. However, we have very, if you like, constrained, because our constitution does not address the issue of waiting to happen if a particular regime decide not to recognize or accept votes of the public. Within the constitution, say what we can do. What can we do about a regime that's usurping the will of the people? What can we do about a regime that is literally seized power? And now they talk about they're even refusing to contemplate even removing themselves from power. One of their leaders been saying they want to be like them in Mexico. That's not 71 years one party be in power. Now I hear the vice president don't catch the same disease. Now instead they talk that they will never hand power to this, that, or that. I mean, which kind of democracy is that? Where we decide as a democracy that, you know, one party insisting that they for governance space for not just 70 years, but ad infinitum. We say anybody can kind of democracy any side. Sierra Leone is unique in that sense. We are the only people who are trying to brand a move to dictatorship as an act of democracy. This is the logic of the lunatic side, if you ask me. Anyway, okay. I don't take too much time on this thing because, as you know, I'm extremely troubled by the condition of our nation. Extremely troubled.
And let me go into more. Let me go into more troublesome, situation them inside the country. And this time, let's touch on money. Quick one. We want to follow the life of people in better. We want to follow people and get it. Let we able for see how game for produce POS for ourselves and let all man go able for it without we not go knock the most other people in the country. As we talk from 2019 to 2023, the government of Salone, through the audit report, say they don't spend $800 million just for prepare documents them on how we for able for plant race. Well, we don't ever see the people the way they plant while rest of rest they plant documents, but then they plant and then they produce rest like every other year, 2 or 3 times per year. But the government don't spend $800 million and they not even for produce one bag rest.
Yes.
You know, this thing about rest is symptomatic of the problem we get. I don't know if I can remember Professor Monty Jones.
Yes, the Neika rice.
They developed a particular strain of rice that you get 2 or 3 harvests a year. It is immune to the usual infestation that occurs with rice. And extremely wholesome. Do you know we're spending over $200 million importing rice? Yet we're not investing the resources necessary to develop what you might call our source of dietary needs. Now I'll tell you something that you'll find interesting. Uganda used to be a nation that staple diet was maize. They have now switched within 3 years. Their staple diet now, not a yes, way Monty Jones. They were able to transform the entire dietary structure because they could see the efficacy, the importance, and significance of diets. We were there. We're one of the people who developed diets there. We don't seem to understand the implications. The government is not providing facilities for farmers to switch to producing that rice. We're not doing anything about cutting down the amount of foreign exchange that we have to pay for something that can actually grow here. Imagine if we could cut that $200-300 million that we spend a year on rice. Even if we cut it down just to 100, that means that we release 200 million for other structures that we need, whether it be in education and health, etc., etc. But the government doesn't consider that. Let me just suggest a possible solution. I know I always they kind of complain, but it's that and the other. That suggests a suggestion about the rice issue. What is stopping the government, for example, providing subsidies to the farmers who farm that particular rice? What is stopping the government providing equipment, etc., to these farmers? So they will be encouraged to develop this issue. What is stopping them? Nothing. Instead, they import tractors and all this thing and leave the thing to rot. What actually is stopping the government from sending trained experts into these areas to help people switch to producing African rice? What is stopping them? I can't think of any reason to why they should be doing these things. They should be offering subsidies or incentives for farmers to switch to producing rice. That will save us foreign currency, it will increase employment, and so on and so forth. So it's not as if it's a complicated issue. This is something that can be done without a great deal of effort, really. We already have agricultural colleges, so we have people who are trained professionally with regards to agriculture. We can distribute or dispense them across the country to help farmers make the switch. I say this again as an example. And I know people will say, well, look, we have poor communication when people then go there, yes, then they will get into the market and so on and so forth. True. But then that's the question of infrastructure. And the government will not make a commitment to, say, they were going to address this issue of infrastructure. And honestly, I have very little optimism, very little optimistic comments to make, apart from the fact that we know that this nation is resilient. We know there are elements coming together, not just the progressives, but there are many people now who are looking at this situation, coming to the conclusion where if we want for survival in this country, if we want Sierra Leone to thrive, then this current regime has to go. I mean, that is the unfortunate truth. The regime is not equipped to deal with the contemporary problems of Sierra Leone. And I will say this again. In this context, both the APC and SLPP were parties that were formed in the previous millennium, the previous century. That's when they were formed, and they were formed dealing with a specific issue in Sierra Leone. Except from under the pressure of colonial masters. That was the focus. We wanted independence and subsequently become a republic. To that extent, we must thank the SLP for the efforts in delivering independence in that sense. We must thank the APC in their effort delivering a republic. What they need to do now is to realize that we've reached a stage where they're just not equipped to govern this country in their current configuration. They're not going to go on. They really are still 1999 or 19th century, 20th century party. They're not a 21st century party. The public, the world has moved on. And Alexei, I don't know whether people accept this thing about evolution, but it's like say, people where they call quadrupeds. These are primates where they walk up on all fours. So they begin walk up on 2 feet, bipeds. Now they didn't. This government and the previous regime, they're like quadrupeds. They're like people who walk on all fours. Okay. We think we talk more than 21st century. I thought like people begin to nap and walk biped on 2 feet. In other words, we're shifting our political drama from quadrupeds to bipeds.
Okay, so let's come inside again quickly.
Cannot deal with that. They're not equipped to deal.
All right. Let us please.
This again, I find some paper. We have to look at the possibility of forming a government of national unity.
Okay, so before we go to government of national unity, may I still bring this question to you, because this again are the latest we don't come up now the Salon Parliament. We get for do with the workout of the APC member of Parliament and say the clerk of Parliament don't be politically charged, so then they work out until he resign or they remove him from imposition. What do you take on this? You see any progress in that? You think it make any sense? What do you take on that?
No. Simple, I don't interrupt you. Let's say this. This is pure political theater. Pure political theater. Then jump, then say they want to step out of Parliament because that Pravan apparently don't violate the Constitution. One, he decides that he wants to stand for election, despite the fact he's still receiving funds from the Consolidated Fund, despite the fact that he is an appointee and obviously in the seat of, as I said, government. This is clearly against the constitutional arrangements now. On that basis, that individual, where first has been caught and demonstrably corrupt. This is not the person will be the pain where for almost months and years, where the woman not be there, sir, been packing set in America. He's been shown to be corrupt and a disgrace to the office that he holds. This same person now decides the best thing for him now for stand for Secretary General of Power by APC, SLP. And would you believe it? Would you believe it? That person there, that was enough for the APC members of parliament to decide, then he walk out. Then I walk out when Paupa sees and thief the election. No? Then I walk out when, despite the votes that people made, these people refuse to release the results. Then I walk out. Where Paupa regime, they intimidate people and all that kind of thing, then I walk out. Ask yourself, which kind of party this bro that they don't work out when the government usurps or the party usurps power, when the party tramples over the democratic will of the people? That is not enough for them walk out and stay out. But let this one individual, yeah, it transgress and violate the Constitution. That is sufficient for them to work out on that issue. But notice what in say, they're working out only until the current regime gives an explanation. So any explanation that the current regime prefers, I bet you they will start beginning to drift back into parliament. So for me, I see this whole issue as basically political theater, because they realize that they're losing support of the grassroots of the majority of the people now. This is a stunt. Yes, we come out until the government explain why this person is able put up in stand or Secretary General of SLPP. We go left Parliament on that basis. Well, let's say this again. We go left Parliament on that basis, but we're not going to left Parliament when the whole damn government has been usurped. We not go left there when they seize the election, then deny the people's votes. They literally trample over the democratic will of the people. They're not left Parliament, I tell you. No. Now this kind of cheap game they want to play. Well, you know, if they can come up Parliament for this issue, then do you pack on our bags, accommodate for the necessary change in this country. When I pack on our bags and accommodate and insist, say they release the results. That is what a genuine opposition will be doing. Not for playing them kind of cheap games. Una all pack on our bags, come on our parliament and demand we will not return to parliament until such time those disaggregated results are presented to the public perusal. That is what a genuine opposition party would be doing. Not for the play them nonsense games there. And it's interesting to note that the APC executive, while they've more or less abandoned electoral justice, they're quick to find this little niche where they got to play. So let me not fool with that. Yeah? All they do now, they're trying to obfuscate. They're trying to confuse the public. You know, Pragan is just a minor issue compared to the central issue. The central issue is get the results and get a legitimate government.
Okay, so let's take you back into this results thing, because this is not a priority. Yeah. This is not the biggest issue for progressive right now inside the country. So, and from we get the last press conference, we get the last online meeting, we get the last online discussion. You know, waiting at the latest with regards on a fight, on a push, and on a moves. What on they make with regards, you know, moving for the salon people, they realize this are the actual result, or waiting ECSL produce not to be the right result, and waiting at the latest, waiting happen at the ground.
Listen, we are doing an intense work. I mean, don't forget, part of the issues we have to develop is the fact that what has happened here is a violation of our constitution in many ways. Part of the issue here is that we must address this issue. We have gone to the Supreme Court here in individual. I mean, Sengbe Ma, Esquire, my guy, Esquire, they've all gone to the courts to seek relief with regards the right, freedom of information, to have access to those results. The right to have access to those results. Suffice to say, the Supreme Court dismissed the cases. And really, we're now faced with this issue. We cannot just leave it there. We're giving serious consideration, and we are in the process of organizing a brief that will be taken further in terms of the international court, in terms of ECOWAS, in terms of AU, in terms of ICC, and so on. We are going to have what we call a dual track approach. We're going to pursue the legal routes through ECOWAS courts, through AU court, through the ICC, and so on. We're going to use that as one of the routes. We're also going to go on a major campaign in terms of connecting with all progressive forces to begin to build a serious structure on the ground here. And this is where both the political and the what you might call the collective effort is called. We're working within the context of civil society to begin to organize. The public will be seeing the various actions that we're going to be taking, from civil disobedience actions if the government does not respond to this issue, to mobilizing in terms of our website that's going to be given over 24/7 to mobilize the population here. And also, saying that we add is of key importance. We have to mobilize and politically educate our populace. And that means your media, similar progressive media, we have to begin to have a coherent and consistent line for the public. So we're gonna
sorry, but the question now, how long we go fight this fight? As we talk, so we're going out to 3 years.
Yes. Well, this is the point. I think we're getting to a crucial stage, because I think what we have to understand here, and you notice I have not mentioned anything about international supporters or what have you, for a very good reason. This fight, yes, the international diaspora can help us, but the fight will have to be fought here, not Salonia. So you say, how? Of course, yes. You know, because Nayaso, the government get for step down for a new national government to be put in place. That is one. Your question is how long this will take. I know some people are not being feel say, this year we go there take 2028. No. Rest assured, by the end of this year, let's say within the next 12 months, we should have been in a position to remove this government.
So
I would make
how will they do it? Now, you know, through ballot box again, or now for say this result not be accurate, this not the accurate result, this not the possible winner, and then we go into inauguration or then give the hand over the part to the rightful person, or which means what we will get for C at the end of the day.
Okay, look, these are the options. We insist that and release that result.
Okay.
We take this issue to the international, the ECOWAS court, etc. On this basis, we want the results released. We're not in synonym of Folian and food. Wait.
Right, the program where you watch now, Colorado site on we are on YouTube and on Facebook in line they connect, and we just hope say he come back. Follow we continue the rest of the discussion. Please one for tell you say the line for make you go able for get your own ticket for the We Are Dinner and Iconic White Party is still open up. Yes, we don't go ready. What do you did it? Okay, still connect. This now the number where you can actually reach on to we if you want for get your ticket, if you want for tell we about your plans them for come and join we inside the program. This is a program we now correct on we are now YouTube on Facebook as well. And please, this other number where then at the screen, so right now me chest here again. This now is Zelle number where you if you not get for come, but you think say you want for support we with your own ticket money or you want for donate to we, please you go reach we onto this number with this number and make sure say you do your donation. Okay? Yeah, now Zelle. Or you can as well call me on that other number and make your donation. We actually need your support for make we able for reach to that point. Okay, Wadi, welcome again. The network give you all, but you don't come back. Please go ahead and make your point.
Yes. Look, the point that we make is we are very rapidly going to increase the element of actions that we're going to take. One, I don't touch on the fact that there's the legal line where we're taking this whole issue to the international forum. There's the domestic line where we're beginning to organize civil disobedience. There's a third arm of that which would include actually going around the country mobilized for this issue. So it's at the very least try 3 levels: the legal, the political, and the international. We're bringing those three aspects. By that we mean we intend to connect both we there in our salon, una there in the diaspora. We get for begin work in a coherent manner. And I make I talk to you in this manner.
Okay.
I want to let people understand here we're going to take this thing to the courts, ECOWAS, etc., etc. I want to let people understand here we will also be looking at legal avenues within AU and also international.
Okay, so in just 2 minutes before we end the program, a lot of people go to say, "Bo, what do you know about? Una the waste una energy, una the waste una time, and all of them things there. Except people not go ever hand over power una, and then we're not gonna ever see something come out of this way go be tangible." Waiting a response in just 2 minutes before wrap up.
Well, that is the counsel of despair. I mean, if people don't even say that, listen, if some people have not been feel that way, we will not be for the outside with now. It is precisely because many people have literally almost been broken by this regime. Let me say this. This regime, the one factor that it lacks is public support. And in a democracy, that is the key ingredient. Usai we differ from the government is that, I assure you, if you were to do a census here, if you be asked people in Naya, the vast majority would tell you say they want the research. The vast majority would tell you say they want the legitimate government. And believe you me, we will have a legitimate government. So this nonsense where the government is all man cool with this, they all man accept a lie. What we're trying to do is successfully bring in a democratic government to Sierra Leone without necessarily wading through a river of blood. We're trying to do everything possible to that point. But if this government is as adamant and refuses to respond to the people's will in terms of civil disobedience and so on and so forth, then personally, I can't guarantee the direction these people go, because they are absolutely enraged. Not only do we have a dictatorship, we have impoverishment, we have poverty, every one of the institutions that not functioning properly, apart from the travel arrangement of the president. That seems to be working absolutely beautiful. When you want to go, happy go, and so on and so forth. But for the rest of the way there, we try to do this thing absolutely democratic. Say, well, when our first thing is all come, let me actually have a proper legitimate government. Then say no. You say, you know what? When they take this thing to court, then the court make a decision on that decision. The court barely hear the result. You say, okay, We now address the regional courts, and we'll address the continental and the international courts. That is one avenue. At the same time, we begin for organized civil disobedience now. So the government understands, say, we not agree.
Okay.
We not accept this imposition.
Thank you. All right.
One of the things we have, and they say that again, public support. What do we do now after being organized public support? So it becomes a force to be reckoned. Similar to what they've been doing in Senegal. If you remember in Senegal, they had a similar issue way back to one third term, all kind of nonsense. What did they do? They organized, they connected internationally, they were able to get sufficient force. So even Macky Sall with the French support could not hold on to power. We have a similar things happen in Bangladesh. So this is not something that's out of the ordinary. It is something that has played out in other circumstances, other nations recently. There is no reason why Sierra Leone can't do that. No reason why we can't do that. Because the government must at some stage realize that we will not accept the imposition of dictatorship by this country. We will not accept it.
Okay.
So to your question, in many ways, we use the term aluta continue. The struggle continues.
Okay.
Please, if it be easy for deal with this power regime, other people they don't do it. Now, because it takes strength of will, commitment, and I mean serious commitment, to confront this regime with all its tendency to intimidate, to terrorize, etc. To confront them, let them say, we are unbroken, unbowed, and untwisted. We, the citizens of this nation, let me say that again. This nation, we are unbroken, unbowed, and untwisted. What does that mean in real terms? We will pull this regime now, and we will have here a government that's made up of people of integrity, people of ability, and deep patriotism.
Thank you.
Now that kind of government is.
Very much.
And we make no bones about it. The objective as a nation is to remove the stain on Sierra Leone's politics.
Thank you.
They are like a cancer on this system.
All right.
They have to go.
All right. Thank you very much, Wade Williams, for taking time for joining inside the program. We'll come and talk about the next plan in another edition for the Progressive. Thank you. God bless you. Get yourself a very good day.
Thank you so much. Wonderful.
All right. So, in him now, Wade Williams to join inside the program this morning. I want to tell you now, thank you. I want to take nothing for joining inside the program. Thanks to the producer, we make we get this program this morning. Until then, we're going to meet up again. We want to say we love you also very much. And please, when I get to yourself a blessed day.
From someone we rise, why aren't we to shine? Bringing light, holding truth, we the fight for time. 4 years strong, we stand proud for the people we voice, we love. But in the offices, corruption they grow. Presidents and first ladies, secrets we know. Fatima Bio,